Hey everyone, Irit here with a new process video, and this one is for Shimmerz. So this is the layout I will be creating, and you can see exactly how I did it in this video. I started with my favorites lately. These are Dazzlers, and they are shimmery pastes. And they are just lovely. I usually use them with a stencil, but this time I thought I would try something different and use them with these roller stamps that I have that I just love. They're from American Crafts. Um, and yeah, I just thought I would play with them. And the thing is, it didn't really work as well as I hoped. I think the issue is that sorry, there's a baby on me. uh, the issue is that the pastes are a bit too heavy for it, like too firm. So I think they mostly just got stuck on the stamp, but I got a very interesting look, and I did end up using it on my layout, but it didn't give me that spotted look I wanted from the stamp. The stamp has these dots on it, and you can see I'm just using another piece of cardstock, trying to see how that looks, and this turned out better, and I will use both of them for this layout. And I really liked how it turned out, so it was I guess a lucky accident or something. But now I know for future projects that yeah, it didn't really give me exactly what I wanted, but it did give me this great texture. And I'm just going over with my palette knife. I didn't want it so textured, so I'm just flattening out a few of the areas that were really like peeking out from the page, and I didn't want any sharp points there, because these the pastes are very firm. They hold their shape really, really well. I think if I wanted to try this again, it would be a good idea to maybe mix them with a little bit of like one of the mists from Shimmerz, and then just break down that texture a little bit, so they would be easier to work with. So what I did here off camera is I used that second piece of cardstock and my Cuddlebug, and I cut out some flowers. I used a die set, like thin metal dies from Maggie Holmes. I think it was in her open book collection, I'm not sure. One of her slightly older collections. She had this really great set of florals. And the thing is, my plates on my Cuddlebug are really, really, really well used and old, and I'm too cheap to buy new ones. So sometimes they don't cut perfectly. And here there are some dies that really give you this lovely kind of intricate piece of flower that you can then layer or use on its own. And because my plates are so warped, it just didn't cut out everything. You can see it better in the close-up, but it did cut the outer shape, so I'm just going with it. And you can see some of those lines when I'm gonna add my watercolors. So I'm just adhering them on my layout, and my background is completely dry, and I'm using some tacky glue to adhere all the pieces. And I really wanted, actually, I pulled out some of my Maggie Holmes embellishments, and I wanted to use more florals, like ready-made die cuts, but once I had all this colored with my watercolors, I thought it looked really, really nice, and I only added a few bits and pieces. So you can really create a very, I think, rich looking and pretty layout just from some paper and, a few paints. And yeah, so now I'm going to add my watercolors. I'm using some of the Inklings and creamies, and I will have all the names of the colors on the blog post on the Shimmerz blog, and I'll post a link in the description box of this video. So I'm going to go with pink for the flowers and orange for the leaves. Obviously I'm not going for any sort of realism here. I just want my flowers to match my color scheme and my photo, and yeah, so, and also because these are my favorite colors, that's kind of what I own. I think from the creamies and inklings there are a million beautiful, beautiful colors, but the ones I got are the ones that has my favorite colors. So you see pinks and that family, that color family. I started with a lighter shade of pink and colored kind of a larger area of the flower with it, and then I'm going to come in with the darker shades just around the center. And I am not thinking about this too much. The only thing that really matters to me is that I don't want any clear lines of the watercolors. I want the edges to be very natural looking and random, and so you see I'm helping there with my finger and pulling a bit the color with my brush, just so I don't get any clear lines, because that doesn't really look natural, and that's not the look I'm going for. I just want these stains of watercolors. And you can go back as many times as you want, if depending how many layers you want or how intense you want the color to be. I think I go back a little bit. I go back again with the darker pink, and I did the same thing on the leaves. I started with a lighter orange, and then I added the darker orange, and mostly I added the color, the watercolor at the base of the leaves, and then kept it really light or almost untouched at the tips, just to get that kind of more dimensional look, where there's darker shades at the base of the leaves, also where they come out behind the flowers, because it gives the whole thing dimension and doesn't look so flat. And now the last thing I'm going to add is a few shadows here and there, and I don't have any of the inklings or creamies in gray, so I just used one of my mists, and I think this one is called Top of the Morning. It's a beautiful kind of warm gray with shimmer in it, and you can see I just put it on a piece of packaging and added a little bit of water so I can get a better control of how dark I want the color to be. I don't want it to be super dark. And I'm just adding it behind the flowers and the leaves and pulling the color when I go further away from the flowers and the leaves, so it just gets a little bit lighter. And the paste resists the mist, so it just gives it this really lovely, interesting, dimensional look, but it's still very light and airy because of my color choices and because I'm not using really dark colors here. And there's a lot of white. The flowers still have a lot of white showing, the leaves also, and my background. And that's kind of it for the mixed media part. The rest is really simple because you know, pretty much my main elements are already on the layout, and I just need to add my photo, my title, and journaling, which I will do very soon. I'm still working on the background. And I just want to mention that I have a new class at, well, actually when this video comes up, it won't be that new, but it went live at the end of December. It's a class on big picture classes, and I also used the Dazzler pastes to create a layout. And the class is called Clean Mixed Media, and I just show lots and lots of ways of using mixed media to create really clean, bright, fresh layouts that are not too messy. Nothing wrong with messy, if that's what you like. I also like to get messy, but I really wanted this class to be more about how to get to play with all the gorgeous watercolors and pastes and all these things, but still create layouts that look fresh and not too messy, for people that like a cleaner look. And yeah, so check that out. You can find the links to all my classes. I have 3 classes, 2 on big picture classes and 1 with Jen Scow, and you can find all those details on my blog. Back to the layout. So I'm going to attach my photo. Everything is dry on my background, and I'm just using some foam to pop it up and some tacky glue. You need some good glue because the background is so textured, so it's not going to work just with the ATG. And yeah, I just really like how that looks, and I love color, and I love kind of, creating nice color palettes that coordinate with my photo. And I think the trick is just to pick a couple of colors in your photo. Of course, you don't have to color match anything, but to pick a couple of colors in your photo and just go with that and not worry too much about it. Just use, so here I just pulled some of the pinks and oranges in my photo, and it doesn't have to match exactly, especially if you use a few shades. It just comes together. You can see the pink in the flowers brings out the pink in the skin tones of my 2 girls there. So that's my new baby girl with her older sister. And yeah, now I'm just going around trying to figure out where to put my title. And this was just a little bit too big. I mean, in the video, sometimes you see things and you're like, wow, that looked really great. Why didn't I go with that? But I guess when I'm creating, I'm a little bit more, I don't know, critical, especially when it's for design teams assignments. I want to get it just right. And I'm going to go in another direction. I really wanted to use that sticker from Maggie Holmes' sticker sheet, but it's not going to make it. It just didn't work. So I'm just going to go with the word love in a smaller size, because this one was a little bit too big. And you'll see the finished layout in a second. If you want to get a free product when you're ordering anything from Shimmerz, just mention my name, and yeah, you'll get a free product of your choice. So here are some close-ups. You can see all the beautiful texture. The last thing I added was some splatters also with that spray, the top of the morning. You can find all the details, all the colors, and the names of the products that I used on the blog post. Thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely day. Bye.